And, Coach, we find ourselves due east from our nation's capital at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Green Bay Packers and the Washington Redskins. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go. Hey, Reed, stick it to Mike. So we got man. Say. Switch. Three. Check nine.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Watch out.
Our first carry now for Jordan Howard. Deron Payne, the big D tackle there to make the stop. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does, strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches. Back to throw. Fields. Escaping the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him, because when he breaks out and makes plays like that, all he does is hurt you.
Have to at least be able to contain him somewhat. There they could not.
He wasn't ready.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 47-yard line.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Running from the gun with Howard. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory. The tackle by Matthew Ioannidis.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And the Redskins do get to him. He goes down for a sack. That's Deron Payne with a sack that time.
You and I both know we're into a whole new realm of football, because we're not just looking at tendencies anymore. We're looking at analytics, and I've got to think the analytics on 3rd and 1 say run the football.
Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
64, weak. Ready?
Off play action. Herbert. Now he's got the hook up to Moore. And right away he lost the football. And the Packers pick it up. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. Now Jones is hit. He lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Looking to throw. Fields. That's caught by Howard. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 13 yards, 1st down Packers.
Well, we use the term pitch and catch a lot to denote an easy completion. We just saw one right there on 3rd and 3 to pick up the 1st down.
Why are those so tough to defend? Just because they hit so quickly?
Yeah, it's all about timing and confidence. Quarterback sees it, rips it, there you go.
And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 18-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Check 25. Check 25. Whip. Watch the whip.
From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a 2nd time.
90 is the line. Let's go, deep, tighten up. Let's go, deep, tighten up.
Back to throw. Fields. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. The kick by Tavecchio is good. And the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. Touchdown, Washington. A big play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Redskins have taken the lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. drive underway. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak. Got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
56, the mark, boys. 56. Check 56.
Looking to throw on second down. Fields. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. Hands both ways. They got it on the offense.
And sometimes there's a fine line between being the receiver and the DB, and he knocked that one away. Might have caused an incompletion that could have been an interception.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
Check 31. Check 31. Mike 56. Mike 56. You better be afraid of me. You better be afraid of me. Showing it. Showing it. Go.
Operating from the gun. Fields. Buying time to his left. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Hey, alert 3. Alert 3.
From the gun, Fields. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Landon Collins. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Intercepted. The Redskins take over first and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on first and 10.
Bravo. 24 is the hit. I'm scared. 24.
Off the play fake. Herbert. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Packers pick it up. Look at the big man rumble. Past the 20. And they will score. It's a Packer touchdown. Big boy earning his lunch. That's what you call rumbling with the ball, Charles.
Big man with football. He wasn't just earning lunch, Brandon. He was earning dinner. He was
midnight snack.
Everything that you could possibly do, he did it on that play to pick up the ball and go.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kicks away following that fumble return. This is taken at his 4. And he's going to be taken down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
Now they try the right side here. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
I know what you're thinking out there. Live, you're thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
Set, ready? 10-2 stop. Look at me. Go.
Penny, a first down carry. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
60 or General West. Get it.
2nd and 3. Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Joey Bosa make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Go.
On 3rd down, Herbert looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. On 4th down, here's Matt Bosher on the punt. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here.
Right there, 56.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Check.
Running with Howard. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Watch the out. 56.
He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. Touchdown, Packers. Keith Kirkwood, his first touchdown on the year. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. They trail by 10, 17-7 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Operating from the gun, Herbert. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Joey Bosa in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Throwing on 3rd and long. Herbert looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Kevin King with a pick. And what a return as he brings this all the way back down to the 20-yard line. They were looking for Johnson that time. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
On the ready. All day, every day, any day.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And boy, this Redskin defense charged up now. They stop him behind the line again.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
56, Mike.
To throw on third down, Fields. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. They're going for a receiver there. Already has one touchdown in this first half, a second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored one, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
And no mistaking that sound. It reverberated through the whole stadium.
And it's the sound, Brandon, no kicker wants to hear. It looked like he had it on target the whole way, but the upright...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Rashawn Gary, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. They come up on second and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. They get just a yard back there, and now they'll be looking at a tough 3rd and 15. Throwing on 3rd and long. Herbert into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands.
Check 52.
On first down, Jones. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on second and less than a yard.
Motion, check. Shift.
Second down and inches. He's going to let this go for the end zone. He hauls it in. Valdez-Scantling for the Packers touchdown. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. The lefty Tavecchio now to add the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And
the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Joey Bosa has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness that defensive line is eating them alive.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And this Green Bay defense making that play look a lot like the previous one. Both tackles behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. 14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to 4th down. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And he finds McLaurin. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington first down. Throwing on first down. Herbert. He gets this one to Johnson. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Off play action. Herbert. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation. Picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion, but I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
6-6. Pull it high.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Josh Jones. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Again, it's Jones. And not much here as he'll get it to the 11, maybe the 12-yard line. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on 2nd.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
On 3rd down, here's Jones. And he's got room. And he gets up near the 25 to about the 24 before going out of bounds. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
Here we go, D. Get off the field.
On 1st down, Fields. He's going to rifle one deep left side. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Packers. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, 76 yards. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. This offense, they were dynamic in the first half. The halftime break, that didn't slow them down at all. Big strike here in the 3rd quarter.
It's almost as if they were saying, it's not just our skill in the first half that's getting this done, it's confidence as well. And confidence has taken over this game in a big way. How about these strikes that we're seeing?
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. To throw on 2nd down. Herbert. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Rashawn Gary make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. From the gun on 3rd down. Herbert. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Kevin King with a pick. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. Johnson was the intended receiver.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They'll run on 1st down. Jones. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Fields. He gets this into the hands of Kirkwood. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Keith Kirkwood with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And his guys capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And that will extend this big lead. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even large yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants, they've got to get their timing. back.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. They'll run it now out of the gun.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Now they go screen. It's complete. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. The screen good for 6, but it's not enough as it leads to a 4th down. Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. On 1st down. It's Jones. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
He's tackled at the 29 yard line.
We have played 3 quarters, and that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Check 99. Bang, 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 bang. Big edge, big edge, big edge. Check. Right slow. Travel. Motion, motion, motion.
They'll go again to Jones. Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves them needing about 7 here on 3rd down.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
On 3rd down, Fields. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, didn't look his way at all in the first half, and I'll bet you the offense coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This is taken at his 4. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36.
At their own 36-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held him to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. So they try to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Here's Matt Bosher now. And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. They'll run on 1st down. Jones, he'll have a 1st down inside the 10. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones. with touchdown number 7 on the year, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Tavecchio good on the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more.
Makes the score Packers 48, Redskins 7.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. Shelling through the defense. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Let's go.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. They'll run it now out of the gun. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. 2nd and 6. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Joey Bosa in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Throwing on 3rd and long. Herbert.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Back to throw. Herbert. He gets it to his running back, Rashad Penny. It'll be a gain of 4, and that'll bring up 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything. Change it up because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. The Redskins on 3rd down. Just 1 conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
Rush in. Rush. Hey, orbit.
From the gun, Herbert. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the 1st down.
It's 4th down.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Looking to throw. Herbert. And he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line. Johnson, the intended target. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing him.
Now Jones. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. And he loses the football a 2nd time. Call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. On first down, it's Jones.
Let's go. Let's do it.
But, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Packers, the win will help them keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 6-3 on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Redskins, they are barely afloat as they fall to 4-5. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Jaguars in Jacksonville. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.